You're expected to make it down to Sawyer Point and Yeatman's Cove.
Yeah, the Bunbury Music Festival kicks off tomorrow. Here to talk about having the best possible concert experience is Marissa Luther of PromoWest Productions. Marissa, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, all right. First of all, let me just say that it speaks to the strength of your lineup over the 3 days that Blink 182 can reschedule because they're having some scheduling issues, and you don't even blink. So to speak.
Literally,
so,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's a strength of performance schedule that is that strong.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely a disappointment to us and many other people that they weren't able to perform. It is a highlight that they can come back next year, which is great. But yeah, we have, over 30 other artists that are still performing, and huge names like Jack White and Post Malone and Incubus and the Chainsmokers. So we go pretty deep with the lineup, luckily.
So when somebody like that drops out, do you have to fill that spot, or how does that work?
We try. We've put feelers out.
Okay.
It's just so last minute. It's very difficult to find someone. Even if bands aren't performing and doing something else, they have lives, and they're doing something else, or they're vacationing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It's difficult.
All right, Bunbury's been around long enough for people to be experienced Bunbury goer tours,
Right.
concert goers. But for somebody who's just starting out, what do you kind of advice do you give them to kind of maximize the experience there?
I would say get there early. Make sure that you drink plenty of water, especially if you're drinking some other beverages. You want to stay hydrated.
Right.
Maybe bring a poncho, but be prepared for a little bit of weather just in case. But for the most part, we just try to have a laid back, fun time. And we want everybody to enjoy all of the artists that we have. So that's kind of the biggest thing. The easiest way to get around is to download the app. You can have all the schedules, you can get alerts to news, everything that's happening during the weekend. So it's just Bunbury in the App Store.
You can see who's performing, when,
Yep, you can
what
create
stage.
your own schedule, get alerts when they go on, all of that fun stuff.
For people who haven't been, tell us about the atmosphere down there, because I mean it really is a unique atmosphere being down on the river. We were just talking about the stage being on the river, and the level is okay, so you didn't have to move the river stage.
Luckily, we lucked out this year. But yeah, being right on the river it creates this whole atmosphere that you don't get at other music festivals. And the footprint is small enough that you can make it to all of the stages without really missing any artists, which is great. You don't see that at a lot of other festivals either. And we try to create it so that lines aren't very long and so that you can get to the bathroom okay, and all of that stuff. But the atmosphere too, you can just sit on the lawn and listen to some music, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah, because you're spending so much time there, there'll be vendors there for food and drink as well. So
Correct. Yep, plenty of local Cincinnati vendors.
Is there anything that people should not bring if they're coming down?
I mean, we say try to use common sense. So really, you don't need to bring a ton of stuff. We have a lot of things on site. If you need some sunscreen or if you need some chapstick, we're there to help you.
Okay.
But you can bring an empty water bottle. You can refill it in the station, so that's always a good idea to bring something like that. Make sure you wear some sunscreen, but you don't need to bring the whole bottle with you. Different things like that. You don't need a whole backpack, because that will create the entry time. It'll be longer if we have to search a lot of backpacks and bags and things like that. So pack light, I would say.
Okay, and it does kick off tomorrow. What's the earliest that somebody can come in?
The box office opens at 11 a.m. So if you need to get your tickets at will call, those are there. 3 days are sold out. Sunday is sold out. So we only have Friday and Saturday single days remaining, and then gates open at noon.
All right.
Marissa,
thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Always glad to have you here in Cincinnati.
Always great to be here.
All right, let's check weather. Here's